If you are looking for the best value gaming PC build for your budget and your needs, then you came to the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you the best SweetSpot gaming PC builds for any budget and any monitor resolution. No bottlenecks or FPS drops, just pure price to performance. We're going through the best one for 1080p, then the best one for 1440p, and last, the best one for 4K resolution. And on top of that, I'll show you the level of gaming performance that you can expect with each system. All the links to each PC with every PC part mentioned will be down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. First, we'll talk about the SweetSpot 1080p gaming PC build. This one is amazing when it comes to price to performance at this resolution because of the CPU and graphics card that you are getting. For the CPU, you get the AMD Ryzen 5 7600, which is one of the best value CPUs in the entire market, and it's very fast when it comes to gaming in esports shooters and high CPU demanding games. So feel free to buy a 240Hz 1080p monitor if you want to play games like Fortnite, for example, or Valorant or CS2. Now, when it comes to high demanding games at 1080p, you can expect well over 80 FPS on average, and I'm talking about high demanding games on high to ultra settings. So you're going to be getting really strong performance at 1080p resolution out of this PC because of the fact that you get the Intel Arc B580, which is a graphics card that comes with 12 gigs of VRAM, which is ideal for 1080p resolution or even some 1440p gaming. So you can play at 1440p 60 plus FPS, high to ultra settings in high demanding games. So overall, you're getting amazing performance for both esports games and high demanding ones at 1080p, possibly even 1440p if you are using the right settings in high demanding titles. Now, one of the things I like about this system as well is the fact that you get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, so it's also a very solid content creation and productivity work system. And then you get a really nice case in terms of price to performance in the Montech X5M. This case comes with pre-installed fans already, so you don't have to install them yourself. It looks amazing with RGB, plenty of airflow, and of course, if you don't like RGB, that's totally fine. You can always turn off the lights. Now, the price for this system by the time of filming is around 800 USD, and that's why, in my opinion, this is the sweet spot when it comes to 1080p resolution. It's under $1,000, really good pricing, and you're getting very strong performance at this resolution, and even, as I said before, some 1440p gaming. However, if you're looking for the best value PC for 1440p, where you want to play any game that you want, high to ultra settings, and achieve smooth performance without any stutters or anything like that, then I recommend you getting this next system, which is the best price to performance 1440p PC that you can build right now. This one comes with the Ryzen 5 7600X instead of the 7600, so it's slightly faster, and again, it's very fast when it comes to esports games, but this time you get a stronger graphics card in the NVIDIA RTX 5070. This graphics card is ideal for 1440p resolution gaming, even in the most high demanding games out there. So if you're planning on playing games like Flight Simulator or Cyberpunk 2077, it doesn't matter, you will be achieving very smooth performance. In fact, over 100 FPS on average in this type of games, high to ultra settings. And not only that, but it's also a really solid 4K graphics card with the right settings. I have tested this graphics card myself at 4K in high demanding games with DLSS quality for that better performance, and it was able to average very strong frame rates even in high demanding games, high to ultra settings. So if you want to play either at 1440p very high, or you want the best price to performance 4K system, this one will be ideal. Now, when it comes to esports games, you can expect well over 300 plus FPS on average in competitive settings at 1440p in games like Valorant or Fortnite, so feel free to go with a 360Hz 1440p monitor, or if you have a 1080p one, you can even upgrade to a 480Hz monitor if you really want to compete in this type of games. Inside of this system, you get an aftermarket CPU cooler for the Ryzen processor, so you get better cooling, better CPU temps. You also get 2TB of Gen 4 SSD, so you get plenty of storage for games and programs, and you also get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory at 6000 MHz. So you get very fast memory speeds, and it's also amazing when it comes to any kind of productivity work or content creation related softwares. Inside of this system, you also get a premium motherboard with Wi-Fi included, and then you get the Montech Air 100 ARGB case, which comes with pre-installed RGB fans, plenty of airflow, and in my opinion, is one of the best looking cases in the entire market, and it has a really good price tag. Now, this PC by the time of filming is around $1,250, which is a really solid price, one of the best PCs, especially when it comes to price to performance for any resolution, whether it's 1440p or 4K, as you saw. However, if this price is a bit too high for you, I have a bonus system for you. I recommend you downgrading from the RTX 5070 to the RTX 5060 Ti. Now, yes, you're not going to be getting the same level of gaming performance, it's just going to be slightly slower. However, for 1440p, the 5060 Ti 16GB model is also very solid, especially when it comes to value. So you're going to be getting really strong performance at 1440p in high demanding games, high to ultra settings, and I'm talking about well over 80 plus FPS. So still very strong for 1440p, just not as fast as the 5070, but you're going to be very happy with the level of performance, especially if you're working with a tight budget. And then I recommend you going with a 1TB SSD instead of 2TB, because of course you can always upgrade down the line to more storage if you need it, so there's no reason for you to spend the extra if you don't know whether or not you will be using all this storage. So the total price after making this downgrade will be under 1100 USD, and you will be getting amazing levels of gaming performance at 1440p resolution, or of course 1080p maxed out settings. So you will find these alternatives down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability, as well as every other system I have mentioned. And then if you want the SweetSpot PC for 4K resolution, where you're not spending over $2,000, but you're getting really strong performance at 4K high to ultra settings, I recommend you getting this next system, which is the best value 4K ultra PC. This one comes with an upgraded 8-core processor in the Ryzen 7 7700X. So having 8 cores is going to be ideal if you're a content creator and you really need it for video editing or just any kind of high demanding productivity work. And then when it comes to gaming performance, this one is going to be very fast, once again, for those high CPU demanding games or esports shooters. So if you want to play esports games at 4K, you can expect 240 plus FPS on average competitive settings, so you can fit a 240Hz 4K display or a 1440p 360Hz one in case you want to play at 1440p and maybe upgrade down the line to 4K. Now, when it comes to high demanding games like Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 1, games of that nature, well, here you get the NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti, which is one of the best graphics cards in the entire market for just any resolution. And when it comes to 4K, you can expect around 80 plus FPS, which is very strong performance considering we are talking about high demanding games. Also, you can expect even higher frame rates if you decide to play with DLSS quality enabled for you to have a smoother level of gaming performance and maintain the image quality. Because let's be honest, DLSS works amazingly well, especially at 4K resolution. And of course, if you have a 1440p monitor right now with the 5070 Ti, you can expect very high frame rates no matter the type of game. And I'm talking about well over 120 plus FPS in the most high demanding games, high to ultra settings. So the 5070 Ti is a very solid graphics card for just any resolution. And also you can play with ray tracing enabled and still achieve smooth performance, specifically at 1440p. And of course, if you play at 4K with ray tracing on in high demanding games, I do recommend you playing with DLSS to achieve those 60 plus FPS on average. Inside of this system, you also get a better case. This one is from Sama, it's bigger and it's also better when it comes to airflow and in my opinion, really nice aesthetics. You also get a premium quality motherboard with Wi-Fi included, 32 gigs of RAM once again, 2 TB of SSD. So it's a very complete system with plenty of storage, memory and performance for any kind of work, whether it's content creation or if you just want to do gaming at 4K. And by the way, you also get a bigger aftermarket CPU cooler, so you will have very nice CPU temps as well. And the total price for this system by the time of filming is around $1,540. If you want something even cheaper for 4K resolution, I recommend you downgrading the CPU and the storage. Once again, the storage you can always upgrade on the line, and then for the CPU, I recommend you going with the Ryzen 5 9600X, which is going to be very similar for gaming compared to the 7700X, but you don't get 8 cores, which for gaming is not going to make a difference. So if you just want to do gaming, making this downgrade will actually save you around $100 and will make the price go down at around $1,420 and still achieve basically the same level of gaming performance because you still get the same graphics card in the 5070 Ti. Once again, you will find every alternative mentioned and every system down below in the video description. And if you're looking for a pre-built PC instead, because maybe you don't want to build a PC yourself, but you still want to get that sweet spot performance for each resolution, well, in that case, I do recommend you watching my video on the best pre-built PCs of the month for all budgets and resolutions included. You will find that video in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.